host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Handoff to Harris to begin the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Harris going to get it again on second down. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. A pick 6 on the first play of the drive. And, Charles, we have our first points of the game, making it 6-0.
And while it's only 6 points in the first quarter, it certainly takes a lot of pressure off of them, doesn't it? They're in the lead. They have control. Now they just want to separate and play their game and defend that advantage.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Rodgers. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers.
Throw going to be caught left side here by Granson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, they held them completely out of the end zone, just held them to a field goal. So they're not just hoping for a repeat here. They're hoping to do it even better. A shutout is their goal.
And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Well, he's not going to get there. That one going to be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And some room to run now. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. First down, and they go back to Harris. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The Vikings at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And some space here. Touchdown, Vikings! Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is caught by Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Rodgers going to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that's caught by the tight end, Branson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Rodgers now on first down. And it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Jones. And this will be swung out here for counter. Well, he's got some breathing room. And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Najee Harris with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in point. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. To throw again on second down. Rodgers, touchdown! Quez Watkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Makes the score, the Vikings 21, Packers 7. Graham Gano is set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harris. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Throwing Jones.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles said,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy. And can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might have.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. But with his size coming out of the backfield, usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game.
No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a whole part of the offense.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this 1st half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Looking for Woods again, and he finds him.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Najee Harris in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 16. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Rodgers. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't loading up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Finding space at the 40. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a 1st down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
He's got Granson, his tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. 7th play in the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Rodgers, a free play. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. The 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. 57 yards.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On first down, Rodgers.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And this is caught. That's Watkins.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. Then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
Complete to number 1. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers get a bit closer. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Vikings 35, Packers 14. Graham Gano is set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. To throw is Rodgers. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Rashawn Gary, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Rodgers gotta have this one. And it's gonna be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Harris running straight ahead, running right through it. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy most likely to bring him down. That was a nice game.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones.
It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
118 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Harris. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up. But I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Najee Harris.
He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Vikings add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Extra point forthcoming. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Rodgers now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Now it's Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Rodgers over the middle. He's got Watkins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
First and goal, Green Bay.
Rodgers going to throw. And it's caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Packers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
His kick is good.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Packers 21. Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Off play action. Jones airing it out deep for Woods. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now Jones on 3rd and 2. This is caught. It's Woods. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Moore, the man in motion. That one looks like he'll throw here.
That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Now Jones. Past the 20. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 19. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Offensively, another big chunk of yardage, Charles, but defensively, they had all this talk about trying to limit explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
They discussed it all week, but they haven't been able to execute it at all, haven't been able to find a way to slow down this offense. They're seeking answers and not coming up with any.
And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ballgame.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the field.